What's up, guys? Welcome back to Self-Made. I'm Grant Thompson.
And I'm Kris Krohn.
In this video, we want you to take 20 minutes or less to discover your life's purpose, your next life's purpose.
All right, friends, welcome back to the sunny side of Mexico. We are taking this trip and taking a little bit of time to shoot these videos for you. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is really how you discover your purpose in 20 minutes or less. Now, that's a really big promise to fulfill on, and so I'm super excited. Grant, go ahead and take it away.
Well, I think a lot of people suffer with motivation problems. It's like, well, I don't feel like I have a purpose, so I don't know where to get started. I don't want to go down a path that I don't know where it's going to lead. And so there's this fear of the unknown, but also like no desire to get there, because when you don't have a destination, it's hard to get started. So we wanted to put this video together for you so you could take a few minutes right now and help discover what purpose you may have. Not your whole purpose in this world, but what's your next purpose? What's your next goal, your next milestone to get started? Because, we don't need to address this whole huge challenge of what is the purpose. Let's just look for that next purpose.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that it's really about being present. And in a moment, we're going to share with you three questions, three really powerful, thought-provoking questions that we've been facing for years, that after all the questions we've been asked, these are three that will help you create the clarity that you desire and the clarity that you're looking for. But before I share that, I just want to talk a little bit about what you were just saying there about purpose. And it's something that unfolds. When you talk about next purpose, sometimes I think, Grant, that people are expecting God to come down in a cloud and have the heavens part, and then the angels start singing, and then these tablets are presented with, this is your purpose, and this is what you're supposed to do with your life. And we sometimes treat purpose like it's a thing, and you should be able to write it in 10 words or less, and then you'll know for all time and all eternity. But the reality is that it is something that alters and changes through the phases of life and with time. So you got to get really present right now. And for me, instead of tablets, I think of breadcrumbs, which is, hey, there's something for me to discover today that will allow me to figure out that bite size. It's like taking down an elephant, right? How are you going to eat the whole thing? You're going to take it down one bite at a time. Mm-hmm. And what is that bite size of purpose that I need to understand today? What are those breadcrumbs? These three questions are going to help you create really great clarity.
We're going to make it 4 questions. We're going to jump right in with our 4 questions that you can filter yourself through right now on how you can help identify your next purpose. So getting started, think about the different people that you interact with. What do they know you for? What are you known for in the community? If you were a fly on the wall and people were having a conversation with you in another room, what talents, what abilities, what kind of things would they say about you?
And what I really like about this question is that sometimes the things that we're really good at are blind spots to us. Like we take them for granted because they're really natural to us. And so a lot of people are like, well, I can't think of anything that I do well, or I can't think of anything that I'm known for. But if you start asking some of the other people, hey, what am I known for? Or what's unique about me? Or what's different? Or what gifts or talents or abilities do you see in me? Or if you just start thinking, well, I don't know if it's what I think I'm known for, but what they think you're known for is usually a really big clue. And that's all we're really discussing today, are questions with clues that really help you figure out how to pick up today's breadcrumbs. So great question, what are you known for?
And for example, I was talking to my wife a couple of weeks ago, and I was really surprised when I was asking her, like, what do you feel your purpose is? What do you have that you could give to the world? What does the world need from you? And she really didn't know. She's like, well, I don't really have anything that I could contribute. And I was like, are you kidding me? There are so many things that you're good at: health, nutrition, fitness, the way that she thinks, her perspective, her organization. I could just go on and on about all these things that I feel she's super top 1% in.
But you see that and you get that, and for her it's just like, oh, those things aren't probably special at all. It's like, actually, those are really valuable gifts to other people, even if you don't really see that or maybe even take them for granted.
If you're having a hard time finding things about yourself that you're good at, maybe you're being a little bit modest, I want you to get outside of your head, get into somebody else's head and see yourself through their perspective and ask yourself, what am I really known for? What naturally comes up in conversation? What am I most known for in the community? Because those are probably the things that you're naturally drawn to. Those are probably your skill sets. And obviously people are taking notice of it.
And I'm going to invite you to grab a pen and paper or pull out your smartphone and make sure that you're taking a note on what we're talking about, because this isn't a question just to ask in this moment. This is a question to go to bed with. This is a question to wake up with. This is a question that I ask myself on a pretty frequent basis, especially when I'm looking for what is my next purpose, like what's my next movement? What is it that I'm going to be doing next with my life? So the second question that we want to invite you to ask yourself right now is, what lights you up? Like what jazzes you? What buzzes
buzzing
you?
in
Yeah,
the
what
morning,
gets you super, super stoked and excited? What's that thing that you love filling your time with naturally? Maybe even guiltily, like maybe you've got other people that say like, you're spending so much time on that. Like, what is it that you just really like doing that just inside just says, wow, I feel alive?
Yeah, and I would say, if you're not feeling those feelings right now, it's probably because you're in a comfort bubble and you're not moving. So one of the best ways to get out and find what you enjoy doing is try new things. Try things that you haven't done before. Start experimenting. It might be sports. You might try rock climbing or snowboarding or maybe even skydiving. Or you might just go out of your way to like make cookies for the neighbors. Just try little samplings of everything in life, and you may connect with something that just feels like you plugged your fingers into an electrical outlet and you're just like, wow.
Yeah,
this is amazing. I feel alive. Like I feel my heart's beating faster and I feel energized. And that's the feeling that we're looking for when we ask what lights you up.
And I think it's super important at this phase of the game that you don't judge what comes up for you. It would be really easy for people to say, well, you can't make a living doing that, or you can't, listen, we live in an extraordinary world today, especially like the world of YouTube. I mean, look at what people are doing on YouTube, for example, to make a living. And I'm telling you right now that even a couple of decades ago, or the previous generation, they probably still even look at some of those things like, you can't do that. You can't just sit in your basement and like make gizmos and figure out how to like do it yourself, make stuff and like turn that into a living. That's like telling an artist that that if they're a singer or that if they're a composer or that if they're a painter, that they couldn't as well. And so Grant's right, don't filter it, just pause and just start first connecting with what is it that really lights you up.
That's right. Number 3, do a little mental exercise for a second. Close your eyes and imagine that you had absolutely nothing to do. And in fact, you weren't allowed to make money. You weren't allowed to go to a job. Everything was taken care of for you, and you literally had nothing to do.
For 5
years.
years. Okay, so 5 years, no plans, no responsibilities, and you got to find a way to fill your time.
So you're going to wake up the next morning. What are you going to do? You got 5 years to fill, and you literally have no responsibilities. Everything's taken care of for you. What are you going to do for 5 years? Let that sink in for a little bit. Let's see what floats up to your mind. What naturally are you interested in doing? What are you going to fill? And like Kris said, don't filter those results. Whatever comes up, whatever you're naturally interested in, let your mind think about it, let yourself get excited about it, and take notes. Because there's a good chance that whatever you would be doing if you had nothing to do is the things that you naturally want to do right now.
And number 4.
This was an experiment that my wife tried on me about 7 years ago that absolutely revolutionized my life. I'm not sure if it was part of a process that she'd learned in a seminar, but when she tried it to me, it made a huge difference. We weren't making a whole lot of money, and she sat me down in my bed one night. I was really stuck on finances and, making sure everything was allotted for retirement and for investments and, paying the bills. I like to be on top and organized. So money is a big thing to me. When she sat me down, had me close my eyes, and she said, I want you to imagine for a minute that you have a regular income of $20,000 a month, which at the time was a huge amount of money for me. You get $20,000 next month. She said, what are you going to do with it? And I thought, oh, okay, easy, I already know. I'm going to put some away for savings. I'm going to put some into investments. I'm going to donate some to charity. I'm going to use this to pay the bills, and everything, everything's accounted for. And she's like, all right, now the next month, you get another $20,000. What do you do with that? And I said, okay, well, it's pretty much the same thing. See, packing away, maybe have some food storage or some water supply and, investments and savings and, maybe pay off the van a little bit, maybe put an extra payment toward the house. She said, awesome. The next month you get another $20,000. And I started having this feeling like, oh wow, I'm starting to feel like this is consistent. Every month, $20,000 is great. Okay, now I've got more savings. I'm starting to feel a little more secure. I'm getting the house paid down. And she just kept taking me through this process until we were about 18 months into it now. And she's like, now you get another $20,000. What do you do? And that point in time, I had this really unique feeling where all the fear and stress of money just disappeared because I realized I didn't know what I was going to do with that money. All my savings were packed up, all my houses and vehicles were paid off, and I had everything that I needed. I literally didn't know what I was going to do with another $20,000. And you know what she said to me? The next month you get another $20,000. At that point, my mind was blown. It's like, wow, what am I going to do now? And then she said, you get another $20,000. And every month, you keep getting $20,000. And at this point, this is when it really opened up for me, Kris. Like, this is freedom. Now I'm not bound by money and what everybody, told me I should be doing, investments, retirement. It was like, now I have freedom to actually explore what I really want to do with my life.
And friends, that's where we're trying to get you today in this moment. I want to invite you to do that exercise and give yourself the gift of 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and mentally just keep getting that $20,000 paycheck every month again and again. And the purpose isn't to figure out necessarily how you would allocate the money. I think the bigger purpose is what happens when you get to a point where everything's taken care of. We want to invite you to go to a place. You want to know what your purpose is? Then you have to remove the constraints of money, the expectations of obligations, and just give yourself a moment where you can be free of it all and figure out what lights me up, what creates joy and happiness for me, what am I currently known for, what do I want to be known for? And with powerful questions comes powerful answers. And so often we don't really find out what our purpose is because we're not willing to ask. And that's really what today's video is about for you, is to give yourself the space to take these questions, these recommendations, and sit down and create a quiet spot for yourself and really gain clarity. Because once you have that destination, like Grant said, then guess what happens? The motivation is there, and you can go down that road and hit your journey hard.
And that's what you're going to need, because times are not always going to be smooth and easy. So you're going to need a higher purpose, a higher motivation, and something that really lights you up and fires you up to get to that destination despite the journey.
Now, if you do get to a point where you've done this exercise and you're like, all right, guys, I found out what I'm going to do, but it seems a little unconventional, or maybe it is conventional, but I don't know exactly where to go, we want to invite you to consider that if it winds up on YouTube, YouTube has like the greatest leniency for projects and ideas and thoughts and entertainment out there beyond most brick and mortar traditional business methodologies, which means that we live in a world today where there is a way for you to monetize your passion and your purpose when you might not be able to do it in a backyard business. YouTube can create that freedom for you. And if that's the case for you, hike on over to our website or check the link in the description below and allow our team and ourselves to actually show you a way to take that purpose and turn it into a beautiful home-based business.
It was about 10 years ago, my wife and I allowed ourselves to open up, and at the time I was working a real estate business. I had a job as an airline pilot, and everything was going really well, but we allowed ourselves just to do this journey and this experiment where we asked ourselves, what would we do if we had all the free time and no financial constraints? And the thing that came up for me at the time was, I'd just love to experience life, make videos about what I'm doing, and share them with the world. And you can see what's happened as a result of that.
Yeah, that's really quite incredible when you think that, wow, those questions are what got you here. And we're excited to see where these questions will get you.